Hi guys! So I've figured out what to do with my Rakuten portfolio after a year of investing. I've invested about 2,000 ringgit of my money in Bursa Malaysia stocks exchange, and after a year I've got about 7% return. So now after putting all that money in the stock market, I thought for the second year I'll be a bit more defensive and prepare my portfolio so that it won't suffer too badly in case of a market correction or a crash. So if you want to know more about that, then stick around. So my plan for the second year is to have just 90% of my portfolio in shares and the remaining 10% in cash. I'll probably park the cash in my Aeon bank, and that will get me about 3.88% profit rate. So to do that, I have sold some of my shares, and currently I'm waiting for the money to be cleared in my trust account. I would actually prefer to leave the money in my trust account to simplify the process, but unfortunately the trust account is not Sharia compliant, so I'll have to set up a pot in my Aeon bank and park the money there. Also, since the app did not provide me with a way to calculate the cash portion and the share portion of my portfolio, so this has to be done manually. I would admit that this would be a bit troublesome and maybe not worth the time for a small portfolio, but I guess we have to start from somewhere. So I've decided to sell all my shares that did not perform and just took the loss. And at least if I'm saving my money at Aeon Bank, at least I know I'll be getting the 3.88% profit rate rather than keep holding to the shares that might go down further in price. Alright guys, so here's the list of shares that I've decided to dispose of. You can disregard the two shares at the bottom of the screen because I've disposed them earlier. So the first shares that I've decided to dispose was Paksen, so it was a loss of 73 ringgit. And then I've also decided to dispose GDEX as well with a loss of 7 ringgit, followed by Bursa Malaysia with a loss of 22 ringgit. And also I've decided to dispose ETF EQ8 SID, which is the ETF for Sharia compliant companies in Southeast Asia, and it was a loss of about 5 ringgit. So the total profit from selling all these shares is about 242 ringgit, and I think I've got some 28 ringgit in my cash account. So in total I've raised a cash amount of about 270 ringgit. Anyway, here's the list of stocks that I've decided to keep on holding for my second year at Bursa Malaysia. I might sell AsiaX and the EQ8 my 25 ETF, but I'm waiting for the right time, and I would most probably hang on to Hap Seng, Maxis, MBSB, and Pavilion REIT. So now the total amount of my shares is about 1,900 ringgit. So we'll have to work out the ratio of my portfolio. So here's the calculation for the cash portion of my portfolio. So I have 270 ringgit in cash divided by total portfolio of 2,170 ringgit times 100. So I've got 12% in cash and the remaining 88% in shares. So perhaps I'll stick to this 90-10 composition, but if the market turn bearish, I might increase the amount of my cash up to 20%. Anyway, like I said, it would be less hassle if I could do the calculation within the app, and if I don't have to take out the cash to put it elsewhere, there'll be less hassle and it will be easier to do it that way. So hopefully Rakuten will learn from the other brokerage account on how to go about doing this. Alright guys, so that's the plan for my Rakuten portfolio for the second year. I hope with this 90-10 composition, my portfolio will be able to withstand future correction or a stock market crash. So that's all for this episode of my vlog. Don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video.